hearing God's voice. Do you know what I mean by that? Have any of you heard God's voice before? No? Okay, that's a pretty honest answer, I think, right? So, one of the things we need to do as Christians is we need to learn how to hear God's voice, okay? And so, one of the best ways that I can describe it is to think of an animal, okay? So, how many of you like dogs? Okay? So, if you get a brand new puppy, does it understand your voice? So, if you get a brand new puppy and it's way over there in that corner and you call it and you say, come here, Rover, come here, Rover, come here. Does it come right away to you? No, right? It has to learn that your voice is the one calling, right? And so that's kind of the same way. That's right. She comes now because she's trained and she knows your voice, right? Yeah. And so that's the same way it is for us when we have to learn how to hear God's voice, is that it takes a little bit, and then we begin to hear God's voice more and more and better, and then just like that dog, we can begin to do the things that God wants us to do. So I heard a story this week about a guy who had an elephant, okay? And he raised this elephant since it was just a little calf, right? Calf is the right word for a baby elephant? I think so. All right. So this little baby elephant calf got raised up by this guy, and it was in the circus, and this guy taught it how to do all of these routines and stuff like that, right? And then this guy retired, and he said, you know what, I don't have the circus anymore, so I'm going to give my elephant to the zoo. And so he gave the elephant to the zoo. And 15 or 20 years later, after never seeing that elephant for the whole time, this guy came back, and he stood a long way off, and he called that elephant. And what do you think happened? What? So Noah thinks it didn't come. It didn't come that fast. What do you think? Okay. So a lot of you think it didn't come, but guess what? It did. It heard its master, the old master's voice, and it came running all the way across the yard, and it performed all of the same tricks that it learned in the circus. Okay? And so that's what I hope it gets to be like for us, that maybe it takes us a while and we have to learn to hear God's voice. Okay? We have to learn to distinguish how God speaks to each one of us. But then, even when God is a long way off, we hear God's voice and we come running to God. Okay? So one of the ways I would encourage you to begin to hear God's voice is to be in prayer and to spend time talking with your moms and dads and grandmas and grandpas about how they hear and how they understand God's voice. Okay? Can you do that? All right, let's pray. Dear Lord, right now we just thank you for these young disciples, and we thank you for their faith and this Christian journey that they're on. Lord, we would pray that they would just begin to understand and hear your voice, and that would grow so that they can distinguish that above all else. Lord, just bless them this week as they go to school and all the activities and things that they have. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.